From our Toronto studios, this is the Muslim News on Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aishah Ashraf. New doubts over U.S. airstrikes on Iran's nuclear sites. Iran says key materials removed, limiting the damage. This and more coming up next. President Trump threatens to cut federal funds to New York City if mayoral nominee Zohran Mamdani doesn't do the right thing. Speaking on Fox News, Trump called Mamdani a communist and criticized his primary win over Andrew Cuomo. He warned that if Mamdani becomes mayor, the federal government will impose financial consequences unless he behaves. Mamdani, who may become NYC's first Muslim mayor, supports Palestine and joined a Gaza ceasefire hunger strike in 2023. New information suggests recent U.S. airstrikes on Iran's nuclear sites may not have done as much damage as first claimed. Reports say Iranian officials were surprised the attacks didn't hit harder, but President Trump and his team say the strikes destroyed key facilities and caused damage that could take years to fix. Iran admits there was serious damage, but says they moved important materials before the attack, which helped limit the impact. Some U.S. intel sources say the program might only be delayed a few months, an idea the White House strongly disagrees with. Iran's top leader is now accusing Trump of exaggerating the whole thing. President Trump will be in Florida this week to open a detention center. It's located deep in the swamp and costs $450 million a year to run. The center is meant to hold migrants arrested in Florida and others sent by ICE from around the country. Officials say the remote alligator-filled location is designed to stop escape attempts. Meanwhile, environmental groups have filed a lawsuit to stop construction at Big Cypress National Preserve, a swamp filled with gators, panthers, and pythons. Muslim civil rights group CAIR is calling for a Texas GOP leader to step down after he posted a hateful online poll. The poll asked whether Muslims or Jews are a bigger threat to the U.S. CAIR says the post is dangerous and spreads division. They want Tarrant County Republican Chair Beau French to apologize and resign. The group also welcomed news this week that the Justice Department dropped a case against a proposed Muslim center in Texas, saying it's a reminder to stay vigilant against hate. British Channel 4 to air Gaza, Doctors Under Attack, a powerful documentary the BBC refused to broadcast. Details coming up next. Israeli forces killed at least 48 Palestinians in Gaza since dawn in one of the deadliest days of attacks. Among the dead were 22 people shot while seeking food aid in southern Gaza. 11 bodies were recovered from an attack on aid seekers near Khan Yunis. 13 more died and 50 were injured when an Israeli airstrike targeted crowds waiting for help. Israeli tanks shelled Gaza City's Zaytun suburb, while airstrikes hit 4 schools used as shelters and a commercial warehouse storing humanitarian aid. Drone strikes and artillery fire killed civilians in Jabalia, Al-Shati, and Rafah. Hospitals across Gaza are overwhelmed as body parts and injured flood in. The war, ongoing since October 2023, has killed more than 65,000 Palestinians and injured more than 133,000. Israel faces genocide charges at the International Court of Justice and war crimes warrants from the International Criminal Court. Egypt's Foreign Minister Badr Abdelati says his country is working on a new Gaza deal that includes a 60-day ceasefire in exchange for the release of some Israeli captives. At least 38 people have died and 63 others have been injured in rain-related incidents across Pakistan since June 26th. The worst-hit area is Khyber Pakhtunkhwa with 19 deaths. Punjab reported 12, while Sindh and Balochistan recorded 7 combined. Heavy monsoon rains have damaged roads, homes, and infrastructure, disrupting daily life. Authorities have issued flash flood alerts for Swat and nearby areas and warned of possible glacial lake outburst floods in Gilgit-Baltistan. Rescue teams are active and emergency services remain on high alert. Channel 4 will air the powerful documentary Gaza, Doctors Under Attack that the BBC refused to show. The BBC dropped the film, worried it might not seem impartial. The documentary shows the lives of Palestinian doctors and alleged Israeli attacks on hospitals. Channel 4 says it was fully fact-checked and meets all UK broadcast standards. The film airs Wednesday, July 2nd at 10 p.m. Producers say it was their toughest project ever, and they dedicated it to over 200 Palestinian team members who were killed. Canada is scrapping its digital tax to restart stalled trade talks with the U.S. The U.S. walked away from negotiations, saying the tax was unfair. Canada now hopes to reach a new trade deal by July 21st. Prime Minister Mark Carney says any deal will still protect Canadian jobs. Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagne says repealing the tax will help secure jobs and boost prosperity. The tax had mainly targeted big tech companies making money online in Canada. China just launched the world's first ship powered only by ammonia, a cleaner fuel for the planet. The ship, named Unveil, completed its first trip this week. It can carry 50 tons and move at 10 knots. Ammonia produces no carbon dioxide when fully burned, just nitrogen and water. Experts say the launch is a big step towards greener ocean travel, even though challenges like safe ignition remain. In war-torn Sudan, people are eating weeds and leaves just to survive. Some are even sucking on coal to ease hunger. Nearly 25 million people face extreme food shortages as fighting blocks aid and destroys farms. Prices are out of control. Sugar costs $33 a pound in one camp. The UN warns famine could hit soon, especially in places like Darfur and Khartoum. Aid workers say this is the world's worst hunger crisis right now. New brain scan study may help explain why Parkinson's drugs don't work for everyone. Scientists found that in some patients, the medicine activates the wrong parts of the brain. This could lead to new, personalized treatments that work better. The research used rare brain scan technology only found at a lab in Western Canada. Experts say it's a big step forward in treating Parkinson's and other brain disorders. That's all from our Toronto studios. Thank you for watching Muslim News. We are a community channel dedicated to bringing you stories you can trust. Please like, share, and subscribe to our content. You can also comment to let us know what you think of our coverage. You can donate now by visiting muslimnetwork.tv/donate. For more content, keep watching Muslim Network TV. Salam.